Hi guys, I'm Ryan, your Chief Espresso Officer, and today I'm going to tell you about my favourite blend that we offer here called Il Caramello. Now, when I designed this blend about 20 years ago, slightly different but around the same sort of flavours of that caramelly malt. And it's evolved over the years as we've been able to source better and higher quality beans to be able to add little tiny nuances of flavour into there. So now, if you've got a really discernible palate, you can see that there'll be a tiny hint of apricot as well as a malt and caramelly finish. So what makes Il Caramello so special as a blend is that it's unlike most other coffees out there, because it's very caramelly and malty, whereas a lot of coffee designers go for the dark chocolaties or the rich creamy chocolate side of things. So we do have another coffee that complements those palates. If you're interested in a more chocolatey one, check out our Tall, Dark and Handsome blend. But in this case, why I think Il Caramello works so well is also we use 5 different origins from every different continent in the world, well, almost any. We've got Guatemala from Central America. We've got some Colombia and some Brazil from South America. We've got some Kenyan from Africa, and even some Indian coffee beans. And India isn't really well known for its specialty beans, but in this case, the Indian that we use in here is to help bolster some of that flavor, so it just cuts through the milk really beautifully. So the Guatemalan is added in there just to give you that hint of apricot, and the Brazil kind of brings out the sweetness. Kenyans are known for their sort of intensive flavors, so a lot of that coming through, the berries sort of pushes through the milk, and so you get this sort of tropical fruit sort of flavor coming through. But the real reason we make Il Caramello a 5-bean blend is that if one of those beans from a single origin, and you know, we're talking about small farmers here, so they don't have that much control over the weather or the soil or the processing. If one of those beans drops off and starts to taste a bit sour, or maybe they had too much rain that season and it affects the flavor of the overall blend, we can swap out that bean and put in a new one that tastes just the same as always, or might even improve the overall flavor of Il Caramello. Now that's the difference between a blend and single origins, and if you want to learn more about what a difference between a blend and a single origin is, check out my video, What's the Difference Between Blends and Single Origins. Now, for those of you who know me, I always like to do good wherever I can, and so the Indian coffee that we use in this particular Il Caramello blend actually helps build research facilities across the Kanha National Park in India to help the development and research of Indian tigers. And the current project is being funded by proceeds that we use when we buy each coffee bag from the coffee suppliers in India, and they're working on new projects that'll help us understand the movements and the behaviors of tigers in the wild. So today we're going to be running this Il Caramello blend through our commercial machine to show you what it tastes like as a short black, and also what it tastes like on milk. And I'm going to be using a recipe that consists of 22.5 grams of Il Caramello, and we're going to look for an output of around 45 mils into the cup. So first, let's try it in its pure form. Even though you can find single origins that'll bring out each of those individual flavors better and brighter, because it's an all-rounder coffee, it's gonna taste quite nice even without milk. Yeah, so it's beautifully balanced. Now, it's hard to discern any particular flavor in there because I know there's an apricot coming through, but it is more just like a caramel sort of overall overarching flavor, but it's still really good. And now we've got to try it with the milk. That just tastes to me like molten liquid caramel, and it's so delicious. Again, use it on some really high quality milk. No point in using just the cheap supermarket brands. Get some unhomogenized milk, which just brings out and enhances all of those caramel flavors. But yes, there's a slight hint of apricot followed by that malty caramelly finish. So that was just a taste of this amazing blend, but if you want to dive deep into all of our coffees, or understand coffee on a higher level, make sure you check out our YouTube video, sign up to our social media. We also have an online course to help you make better coffee at home. So go over to Ultimate Barista Course. So send us a message, or if you want to get in touch, drop me a line on Facebook and I'll try to help out wherever I can. I'm Ryan, your Chief Espresso Officer. Enjoy your brew.